age of 5, I could talk to anyone at any time about anything. I didn't need help expressing myself. I didn't overthink every thought I had. I just showed up and spoke up, whether it was in class or on stage. I was free. People called me bold, outgoing, confident. And from that age, I believed I always would be. Unfortunately, that feeling didn't last forever. At the age of 10, it was a whole new chapter. I got into high school, into year 7. It was a new environment with new classmates, and I was prepared and eager, expecting to keep shining like I always did. However, what I experienced gradually dulled my shine. It started with my classmates making negative comments about my frail voice, my energy, the way I walked or the way I talked. They never really had anything nice to say about me. This impacted me negatively. I started second-guessing myself, taking long pauses before I spoke. People started calling me shy, and after hearing it over and over again, I believed it. By year 9, I hung tightly to the friends I had, not because I felt safe with them, but because I was too afraid to make any more than because no one would truly see me. I got quieter, not because I had nothing to say, but because I was too afraid to say it. This affected my school life. I stopped participating in class, lost interest in making new friends. My grades dropped, and I dreaded every school activity. I wasn't just shy. I was shrinking inside myself. I wish someone had told me sooner that shyness isn't weakness, and it isn't permanent. Shyness is a response, not a life sentence. And I just needed someone to remind me of that. That person was my mother. She saw the shift and change in me before anyone else did. And instead of scolding me or forcing me out of my shell, she called me, sat with me, and talked to me. She listened to what I had to say. She listened to find the root cause of my change. And after listening to me, she advised me. She told me I'm still that little girl that once lit up every single room I walked into. And after hearing her words, I saw myself in a whole new perspective. I had to change. So I started by taking small steps, raising my hand to answer a question in class, whether the answer was right or wrong, ignoring the side comments, joining and volunteering in groups. Then I went bigger by taking leadership roles and saying yes, instead of hiding behind a no. Little by little, my shyness started to fade away. I started shining again. I went from obscurity to visibility, and people noticed. Confidence isn't regained all at once. It's built, moment by moment, word by word, choice by choice. Now look at me a few years later. I'm the president of the Student Representative Council in my school, what we call the SRC. I'm basically the voice of the students, working with teachers and the school authorities to improve our school. I played the piano in front of crowds of people, something I couldn't do before. I noticed the negative comments stopped, or maybe I just stopped listening because they no longer mattered. Yes, they stopped when I stopped giving them attention. And I love this new version of me. I feel free, bold, happy, and limitless. I feel like I can achieve all my dreams again. And I owe it all to my mother, who helped me see myself in a new light. Here's a message to you. Don't let other opinions become your reality. Shyness isn't a wall, it's a hurdle. And if I can overcome it, so can you. Here are tips that help me break it in my new environment. Start with small steps. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Just do it. Whether it's raising your hand to answer a question in class or saying hello to a new person. Reframe your fear. That negative energy, it's your body preparing you to grow. Find safe people, people who would support you. For me, it was my mother. Practice self-affirmation. Tell yourself you're worthy, even if it feels untrue at first. Celebrate every win, because even the smaller and quieter steps deserve to be celebrated. If you've ever labeled yourself as just shy or you felt like your voice was too small, let me tell you something. You are more than that, because you aren't defined by your silence. You are defined by your strength. Because strength doesn't always shout. Sometimes it's quiet, sometimes it's silent, sometimes it whispers, and sometimes it's a shy person choosing to try again. So here's my final message to you from someone who has gone through this. You may be shy, but you aren't weak. You may be quiet, but you aren't small. You're stronger than you think. Thank you.